tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new, some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over, I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through, some tough times I've been going through.
I feel like something's missing, my life's a little dull, think I have a condition. Everything I do, I just feel like I'm existing. I'm in a bad mood and there ain't no point resisting. My mind is on a mission to make me feel different. I don't wanna listen, but it's hard when it's persistent. Darkness is gripping, quicksand sifting. I've been sinking into this pit for a minute.
Tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new, some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over, I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through, some tough times I've been going through.
Tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new, some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over, I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through, some tough times I've been going through. I gotta break out of this, I'll do anything, take any risk. I just need to find my way to live, something in this life that's worth it. I'm sick of feeling so worthless, I need to find a path that's worth it. Break through walls that are nervous, I'm free to find my purpose.
Tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new, some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over, I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through, some tough times I've been going through.
Tough times I've been going through, some tough times and I'm overdue. A good sign, maybe something new, some good times, give me any clue. Cause I don't wanna be left over, I just wanna know how it feels to have closure. Tough times I've been going through, some tough times I've been going through. I wake up every minute with the fever dreams, I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe, need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky, you know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby, and if you ain't with me, it's your loss, see. I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast, till until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy, only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. it.
Hello and welcome to my Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and let's go ahead and get this show started. Hope everyone had a good day today, because I'm still having those little things in my head that wakes me up in the middle of the night, and it's not pleasant. It's not good, but I am going to be seeing the doctor tomorrow, so hopefully we'll get some answers. They may send me to a sleep study to see what the hell why is that happening, and for them to catch it. I think it'd be a great idea for me to do that instead of going to the emergency room and wasting my life there waiting to be served. Which, when you get to the emergency room, it's not like fast service or anything like that. You do spend hours upon hours upon hours of your life just laying on the bed that's super uncomfortable, hearing all these beeps and screams and all this craziness at the ER. Don't want it. Don't need it. So, let's see here. I do got a couple of shows set up for us to watch. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right to it. Let's put up some sound on this.
Traffic controllers, the shutdown, and our staffing issues and the mitigation efforts that we've been deploying to make sure we keep the airspace safe. So first off, with regard to the crash last night, the NTSB gave a press conference earlier. There are a lot of videos online. A lot of theories have been deployed online based on what folks have seen. We are not in the business of theories. We don't speculate. We are going to wait for the facts to come out, and with those facts, we will present them to the American people, as well as with the NTSB. I'd also note the FAA has a ground team in conjunction with the NTSB, both of them are doing great work to get to the facts of what happened. I do want to extend my condolences to the families of those who lost loved ones in the crash. I did have an opportunity to speak with the union head of the UPS pilots, extended my condolences as well. He indicated that he was very good friends with the pilots on that aircraft. So condolences to the families. This issue, though, of the aircraft is very different than the second issue, which is air traffic controllers, which, by the way, this was not an air traffic control issue. It appears that it was a mechanical issue. Everyone's been clear on that. That is not speculation. Two very separate issues at play. In regard to air traffic control, we've had a conversation over the course of the last month about some of the challenges that we're having in the airspace. Many of you know that we are 2,000 controllers short, air traffic controllers short, and we have surged our academy to bring more controllers into our system. We are 20% up in controllers through the academy thus far this year. I've also offered air traffic controllers who are of the age of retirement a 20% upfront cash bonus to actually stay on. Some of the best controllers we have don't retire, keep working for us. All of that has been reducing the pressure on the staffing side of air traffic control. It's working, but it takes years to bring more well-trained, certified controllers into the airspace.
That's true.
The shutdown is having an impact on our ability to maintain those numbers and dent that 2,000 shortage that we have. You also know we're modernizing the airspace. We have an old set of equipment that we use to control America's airspace. We have, though, the safest airspace in the world. And that's not because of the equipment. That's because of the well-trained air traffic controllers that we have operating the national airspace. We received $12.5 billion from the Congress in one big, beautiful bill. And we need a total of $31.5 billion to accomplish the mission of completely rebuilding America's airspace. The work has begun. We're transitioning our telecommunications. We're about to announce a project manager to do all of the work for this brand new system. But I want to talk about what's happening over the course of the last month with regard to the shutdown. Our air traffic controllers and a lot of those who work at DOT, but throughout government, they haven't received paychecks. And many of these employees, they're the head of household. They have their spouse at home. They have a child or two or three. And when they lose income, they are confronted with real world difficulties in how they pay their bills. And so for air traffic controllers, they received a partial payment in early October. The second payment, they got a big fat zero, no paycheck at all. Tomorrow, they get a pay stub email on what their next paycheck is going to be. And when that pay stub comes out, that is also going to be zero. So they will have gone a month without any pay.
That's
and what
wild.
we're finding is that our air traffic controllers, because of the fact they need to put food on the table, gas in the car, pay their bills. By the way, I do not want them to take side jobs. I want them to show up for work. We have asked them to show up for work, but I'm not naive to understand that they're trying to figure out how they meet their daily obligations. And so because of that, we have seen staffing pressures throughout our airspace. Those who travel will see that we've had more delays. We've had more cancellations. We do not want to see disruptions at the FAA or here at DOT. We don't want that. But our number one priority is to make sure when you travel safely. And that's why, as the administrator and I have been talking throughout the day, his team has been working for the last 24, 36, 48 hours crunching data. We're noticing that there's additional pressure that's building in the system. And again, our priority is to make sure that you're safe. And so we're going to talk about additional measures that we are going to take that's going to reduce the risk profile in the national airspace. And I'm going to turn it over to the administrator to do that as he walks through what that plan is going to look like. I anticipate there'll be additional disruptions. There'll be frustration. We are working with the airlines. They're going to work with passengers. But in the end, our sole role is to make sure that we keep this airspace as safe as possible. The administrator is going to talk about all of the tools we're going to deploy. One of them, though, is going to be that there is going to be a 10% reduction in capacity at 40 of our locations. The administrator is going to tell you that this is data-based. This is not based on what airline travels, has more flights out of what location. This is about where is the pressure and how do we alleviate the pressure. And so I want to thank him for, again, him and his team's great work.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most.
All right, so let's go on to the next story. That's me.
Luxury realtor Margit Brandt joins us now. Margit, welcome back. Good to see you again. Now, according to a new poll, nearly 1 million New Yorkers are ready to flee the city because of Mamdani's win and becoming the next mayor. I got to say, Margit, I am a real skeptic. I don't see 1 million people moving because of Mamdani. What say you?
Thank you for having me, Stuart. It's great to see you again. I mean, we have certainly received a lot of funny Florida memes from our clients and friends. And you know things are bad when 50 Cent is even posting "Rest in Peace, New York City, 1624 to 2025." But in all seriousness, I think this Mamdani win and his ensuing acceptance speech is, you know, the nail in the coffin for New York. I mean, we've spoken with a lot of smart people, and they see this. If you watch his acceptance speech last night, it tells you all you need to know about this man, and I think it's going to fuel an already hot market in Palm Beach.
The mayor of Miami, just a few moments ago on this program, suggested that prices of high-end homes would go up 30 to 40% in the next 6 months because of Mamdani's win and people coming down to Florida. 30 to 40%
That's
would
a lot.
be an enormous increase in prices. I'm a bit of a skeptic. What say you?
Well, I can speak from personal experience. In the last 30 days since October 1st, we've been a part of, 3 bidding wars on high-ticket homes ranging from 10 to 50 million. Just us, we've been a part of 150 million of activity in Palm Beach. Certainly the Mamdani victory, because we have election certainty, and there's validated anxiety now that people that have been saying he may win, now he's most certainly won. We know this as a fact. And we've seen that in terms of buyer demand and buyer activity in Palm Beach. In terms of pricing going up 30 to 40%, I don't know if I agree with that exactly. But I will say that Palm Beach is a small market and we have limited inventory. There's only 2,500 single-family homes. If even 1% or 2% of these billionaires in New York leave, it changes our market because we only have so many homes. It's a very small place. So I don't think 30 to 40% necessarily makes sense, but it will change our market. And I also think that, with COVID, people moved overnight. I think this may be something that happens over time. Mm-hmm. People have to make plans for infrastructure, for schools, office space. So this might be something that we see happen over the next several years, but it's most certainly happening, and it's definitely turbocharged our market.
It's great for your business, isn't it? Margit Brandt, thanks very much for being with us. You can come again anytime you like. Thanks a lot.
All right, let's bring it back to me here. Let's do a little reset here. Next one we're gonna watch is the real BP Earthwatch. He's actually a really good channel too. I wanted to check out one of his stories that he just produced today. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right to it.
November the 5th, 2025. Guys, we've been having a lot of solar activity lately, and some people are blaming it on the 3i Atlas, but I don't think it's that, because if you look at this diagram right here, you've got the sun here, the earth here, and this is stereo B satellite. And Atlas is in this area right there. So could be other things exciting the sun. It's an electric universe, but I don't think Atlas is in this case. But what's happened, this third eruption today is going to cross our planet. Now, and as we go through there, I won't stop it yet, but I'll tell you exactly when it happens. And that is at midnight on the 7th. Boom, right there. And what that is universal time. So come back about 5 hours. And if you look, it'll be about 7 p.m. tomorrow night on the east coast of the U.S. That would be, again, you take the midnight in UTC time and come back 5 hours, and that's what you're having. Now, what's interesting about this, it's a brick wall impact. See that? Now, it's not that big of a CME, and it's actually caused by an M7.4, not an X flare. And what's going to happen, you're going to see the solar wind will be coming down from some of the kind of outer impacts, but it's going to be dropping to about average, which is about 320 kilometers per second. It'll be under 400 here. Then a brick wall kicking it up to about 500 kilometers per second, increase to over 800 kilometers per second. And you're well over 1 million miles per hour at that point. Now, the big thing about this, because it is a brick wall impact, I'd say tomorrow night around 7 p.m. on the East Coast, you would want to be looking for possible earthquake impacts, simply because of that. Now, other than that, we would be seeing the normal geomagnetic storm results. Dizziness, fatigue, you can have problems with your heart, you can feel like crap when this starts to happen. But that's going to be coming in fast.
I think it's affecting me too.
You've got about 3. There's 1, 2, 3. On the third CME, right there, the center of it looks like, and which is the black area, is going to make a pretty good impact with our planet. So again, tomorrow will be the 6th, and then you go into midnight, back that up about 5 hours again. Let's say 7 p.m. on the East Coast impact time. Now, that's going to tell you that the East Coast will not be directly Earth-facing. It will be more like the West Coast and over towards Hawaii through the Aleutians, because of the way that you got an Earth-facing and Sun-facing side interacting with each other. So by 7, you won't be directly in the impact area as far as the East Coast. Still need to keep an eye on it. Now, our update that's coming in from Space Weather, 1830 UTC time, just coming out, guys, is that this is going to cause a G3 geomagnetic storm, which is very powerful. And so that's really going to intensify, guys, that dizziness, the headaches, the fatigue, the joint ache, and again, heart arrhythmias, and stuff like that. And they're saying a strong geomagnetic storm is predicted. The sun hurled another CME toward Earth today. This one looks like it will be a direct hit. The M7.5 class, which is just under an X, the explosion from sunspot 4274 has an unambiguous Earth-directed component. In total, three CMEs will graze or hit Earth in the days ahead, number 1, 2, and 3. As a result, strong G3 class geomagnetic storms are possible on November 6th, that's tomorrow, through the 8th. After that impact, says solar activity is rising. Suddenly the sun is very active. Yesterday, Earth-orbiting satellites detected 2 powerful X-solar flares. This interest-compressed movie from NASA Solar Dynamics Observatory, the SDO, shows both, and that's what we're looking at here. Now, these did not have a direct Earth-facing component because they were going out the side. But anytime you see X flares that you can see the X in like this, you're going to have radio blackouts on Earth. No other way around it. Interference with the internet, you may have experienced some of that. But 2 powerful flares. Now, the sunspots will be returning all for the next 10 days or so. And we really have 4 groups. You've got 4273 right here, which is almost directly Earth-facing, and it's below the equator of the sun, which the Earth is also. But the big problems are coming from 4274 in this area, 4275, and one flare that's not quite showing up that we saw that second X flare come from in the article just before this. 4267 is moving out to around the right rim. Now, it takes about 27 days or so for these sunspots to come back around the Earth, around the sun, if they survive that long. And we've seen them survive and strengthen on many loops. Now, another thing that we got going on is this coronal opening that's directly Earth-facing, and it's an opening in the canopy or the magnetic canopy of our sun. You can see the loops in these areas, and as energy is released from the sun, it's caught up in these loops, transferred back down into the sun, kind of self-feeding itself. But in this case, without that canopy, it's like a clear day with no clouds. You're getting a direct solar wind towards our planet. So you're going to have the increased solar pressure from the CMEs and an increased wind speed from this opening in the sun itself. And this goes back 3 days. And anything over this line right there, you can see where it says 10 minus 4. That's the next flare. Then we get the M74 was right there. Now, we just had a flare that in the last few moments peaked. When I first looked over here a moment ago, it had not stopped rising. So this tipped out right as the next flare that we haven't seen on camera yet. And again, we have, I don't think Atlas is causing this. It's on the opposite side of the sun, but we do have other comets around that will can electrically charge and discharge. It's like the sun is a negative charge. The comets that are passing through space have a positive charge, and you see those CMEs kick back and forth between them because of that. Now, you saw the images that we broke down from the thermal images of Dobsonian power, and it showed what appears to be a fleet of spacecraft. Some are very clear, but you've got so much going on by the so-called knowledgeable people about these events, and that it's being so polluted, you can't really tell what's going on. And one thing about it is, I've told a few of them, you're always welcome to use my images, but only a few. Paul Begley will do it, but most of them won't do it. They would rather hold their narrative to it being some type of mystery object. Guys, there's no way you can make up what we're seeing in that object. You've seen it. It's a couple of videos back from here. It's there. So again, I've been through this in the last 12 years a couple of times where people didn't want to listen, and finally they start listening, and now then it becomes mainstream knowledge. So nothing new for me. I just want to let you know, guys, there's a lot of hype out there by some pretty big channels, and it's a lot of it is total nonsense. You've seen what is there. When will NASA say anything, or will James Webb, or any of these so-called telescope experts that we have? You see it. You have seen what it is. We're going to look at it one more time. And this is that bottom section, guys, that I said looked like the outdrive, and it's definitely mechanical. It's a long way away. It wasn't exactly the clearest image you could get, but it was a thermal imaging. So, again, Dobsonian Power did it with his backyard thermal telescope, and showed a round circle. And as we dove into that circle, looking at the thermal sections of it and bringing up the heat as we took out the stars behind it, this is the image we saw. Again, this is just the bottom, which would be this section. Again, this is not zoomed in or anything. I just want to bring it out to where you can see the entire thing. We got different objects that look very mechanical here. When you bring them up close, you'll see that in the other videos. And then I stand with this being a force field, or both a force field and a cloaking shield, to make it very hard to see what's inside it. But we got multiple objects, and then probably some up in here that are not clear enough for us to see. Now, this is the very faint thermal image. After Atlas had come around to the right of the sun, it was basically over Venus, and you saw this is what was in the center, and that's what you're looking at. This lower section here, guys, again, it looks like the two rear out drives, possibly ion drives, and then this surface that's more illuminated would be the out front. It's moving to the right, and that's where you're starting to see the blue and green glows from this. They're saying it's changing direction, changing speed slightly, which would make sense. But if you bring it up, this is what we highlighted right there, and that goes back to the mechanical objects we saw. Share that with some of the people that continually talk about it all the time and really don't have a good image of anything, and share these videos with them, or these images, and ask them what they think. Either they'll be honest and say they don't know, or they'll debunk it totally. But you guys know me well enough to where if I tell you I pulled it up and that's what was left, and you see the mechanics involved, you can trust that, because that's more important to me than anything. We're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.
That's going to be interesting. Very interesting when it does come by, when it's this closest to us. I just feel like a lot of things are being kept secret, and I believe like this government being shut down and them restricting NASA from taking important pictures, and they're blaming because of the shutdown. I think it's bullshit. You know, they're not going to just, we're not going to do the work because we're not getting paid, so let's just stop. That sounds stupid. You know, that sounds super stupid. You may take advantage of all the people and hurt a lot of people and make them all nervous and scared. And, you know, you give that energy out there, and what's going to come back, it's not going to be good for you guys. So Democrats, you know, keep burying yourself. It's not going to look good in the future for you guys. It's not going to look good for the earth. So I see something big coming out this way, but it's no here nor there. Let's go ahead and see what else is going on in the news here. Give me 1 second, because I got to resize this one. All right, here. This one's a weird one. This is this is about the Mexican president. I guess this guy here, he came. He's not supposed to, but he came really close, wrapped his arm around her, and tried to give her a kiss. And this is the president of Mexico. Okay, so he gropes her, creepily, disgustingly gropes her, and tries to kiss Mexican President Claudia. So yeah, you watch. Look, you gotta give her a kiss. Look. First of all, there should be nobody around her. What's Mexico thinking? We just had an assassination over the weekend. We literally had a mayor of Mexico get assassinated, and you have your president walking amongst people like this? Are you kidding me, man? Oh, Mexico, what are you gonna learn?
Pues que vivo este episodio de acoso, realmente. En el momento realmente estaba yo hablando con otras personas, no me doy cuenta de inmediato, llega Juan José, que es quien coordina todo el equipo de ayudantía, lo mueve y hasta después que veo los videos me doy cuenta pues de lo que realmente ocurrió. Porque pues estoy hablando con mucha gente, sí sentí
Yeah, you shouldn't be.
obviamente la cercanía de este personaje.
Yo, they're not even
Estaba,
looking
repito,
after you
totalmente
and your
alcoholizado,
safety.
no sé si drogado. Pero decidí levantar denuncia, porque esto es algo que viví como mujer, pero lo vivimos las mujeres en nuestro país. Y mi reflexión es, si no presento yo delito, además de que es un delito, pues en qué condición se quedan todas las mujeres mexicanas. Si esto le hacen a la presidenta, pues qué va a pasar con todas las jóvenes mujeres en nuestro país. Entonces, tiene que, es en la Fiscalía General de Justicia de la Ciudad de México, porque es un delito del fuero común, presenté denuncia. Resulta que esta persona después estuvo acosando a otras mujeres, ahí mismo en esa calle. Entonces está detenido esta persona.
Wow. Okay. So what she was just saying that he was actually also harassing other women in that area, and he went up to her and he tried to give her a kiss, and she didn't realize it, so she tried to like play it off or whatever initially, but she don't understand that her life every day is on the line. You gotta treat everyone as an enemy, as an like they're after you. You know, it's not being like you have to be cautious, especially the president, all right, of Mexico. And the fact that someone got that close and wrapped their arms around the president and try to give them a kiss is a complete failure of security. Are you kidding me? Oh boy. I guess the assassination wasn't enough, right? The assassination wasn't enough. And now I don't know. It's this is gonna be one wild like few months coming up. You know, we're heading into 2026 and that slide continues. And it's a slippery slide. Remember the slipping slides? They used to put like some dishwashing liquid on the water and the slide and make sure it's very slippery. And at the end, you had a little pool that you were lucky if you were to stay within that pool or not and continue like not flying through the pool into the fence. I've seen many times, and I had experienced that. That is just not fun. That slip and slide was like more like a death slide more than anything. I don't know if you ever had one. If you have, just let me know in the chat. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, we already went through that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close this out here. And let's check out this story. I think this is the airplane. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the airplane. So give me 1 second to set it up. Let's see what else. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and set that up for later. This is that's an addition. Okay, here we go. Let's check this out. Tonight is not going to be a long night. Yeah, I'm not doing a long show today because I got to get a bit early. I got a very early appointment, a doctor's appointment at 7:40 in the morning. I've been having these attacks in my head somewhere around 4 in the morning, so I may have to wake up at 4 in the morning to avoid having those attacks in my head. It's just the weirdest thing, man. It's like if that's how you die, man, that's fucked up because that's very, very painful. And it's like someone like punching you in your brain as hard as they can. That's the pain that wakes me up from bed. It's weird, super weird. All right, so we got it all set up, and let's watch. And viewers' discretion is advised on this one. Warning: graphic content. So, yeah, here we go. Whoa! The plane.
He said what we were all thinking. Dashcam footage captured the horrified reaction from a truck driver just as UPS Flight 2976 crashed in a fiery explosion at Muhammad Ali Airport in Louisville, Kentucky.
Wow.
This ex-user didn't
He's
make
lucky he's
reaction
alive
to the deadly plane crash video. That was a full plane. This is the quickest nightmare anybody can have.
Wow.
On Tuesday, November 4th at 5:15 p.m., the UPS aircraft burst into a huge fireball shortly after takeoff, killing at least 9 people. The Hawaii-bound aircraft was carrying 3 crew members and 50,000 gallons of jet fuel when it crashed just 13 minutes after takeoff. It hit a petroleum recycling plant roughly 3 miles south of the airfield, and the resulting fire was still raging hours later.
Those chemicals
like
are
something out of a disaster movie, a massive plume of smoke from the wreckage could be seen for miles as emergency crews, including 100 firefighters, responded to the crash.
Oh, Lord.
All 3 crew members aboard the plane are presumed dead. As of Wednesday morning, the death toll continues to rise. At least 9 people died and 11 injured in the disaster. Kentucky's Democratic Governor Andy Beshear warned that number will grow.
Wow.
¡Ay, Dios mío, señor!
Look at that smoke in the atmosphere from the fires. That's from the refinery there. They had like I guess it was for some petroleum jelly or something, or some kind of chemicals. Man, that's crazy. Let's see another video of this. As you can even see in this one, the plane is right here. This is the plane right here, and it's like turning sideways. It's already doomed because it hit the building here. So the backside hit the building. It dragged its backside onto the building, and this plane is gonna come crashing across here. I guess this is the trucker that was here. Like, this is another security camera. Oh man, there's different angles. There's gonna be a lot of video on this plane crash, man. And it's just wow. A lot of people are gonna be lucky, and there's gonna be a lot of people unlucky. Okay? This is very dangerous. What happened? It's very sad. Let's watch. Holy shit. Oh my god. There's someone running. Look, there's someone running there. They got out. Oh my god. Look, another camera. Oh my god. Oh. see it, like, you see the plane went through it. It's on, like, all that is the diesel fuel, the jet. Then the plane was still trying to take off. So, like, the bottom side, and that's all the fuel that came across. And, look at all the chemicals and the smoke in the air. Oh, that is just not good. And this is in Kentucky. This is very, very bad. And the fact that, I understand yesterday was an election day and the election took a lot of attention, but this is really very big. Very big accident. Look. Oh, shit. I'm sure there's going to be more videos in the future that's going to show, like, the plane coming down and doing what it did. Listen to the explosions. Those are the vehicles. There's the cops. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hear the concussions of the explosions. Oh man, the smoke. Oh man, all those toxic, like that's toxic. Toxic smoke going up to our atmosphere. Yay! Where's all the protesters? Where's the green people? Where's the Save the Planet people? Where's Struther? Where's Struther Goldberg? Where is she? I miss that girl. That girl, she's missing in action. She must be happy now. She's probably gonna move to New York City. She's gonna go and hug Mandani. Wow, you can hear the explosions. Look at that person running. Oh my God, he must have felt that heat. That heat must have been really, really high. Look, he's running. Oh, he's scared. He ran. That's crazy, man. Well, at least we saw some videos on that, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more coming out in the near future, and we'll see what happens later on. Let's go ahead and bring it back to me. Let's see what else we got here. All right, let's check this one out.
Let's turn our attention right now to Chicago as we are learning more information about an incident as video shows federal immigration officials putting into custody a daycare worker on the north side. This is video there circulating on social media. The incident happening around 7 a.m. outside of an immersion early learning center on the north side. The video showing agents forcibly removing a woman from a daycare and pressing her against a vehicle. According to the Congressman Mike Quigley, the woman is a teacher at the center. So let's take you out to this live press conference right now in Chicago of what they're calling a nightmare situation. Unsure of what led up to this moment, but let's listen into this here on Live Now.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Congressman Quigley, to Congresswoman Deli Ramirez for acting so fast, bringing us together today. What I want to say is that this day, unfortunately, is not unusual for many of us who have been working in the community. Every day we get calls like this, whether it's a healthcare center the other day, my son's school multiple times throughout the month, and today a daycare center. We are not okay. This type of trauma that's being put on our community is going to take all of us to change. In the Illinois State Legislature, we work together. We work together to pass HB 1312, which has a number of provisions. And the provision that I championed was regarding child care centers, because so many people didn't know that we were going to get to this point. But unfortunately, some of us saw the writing on the wall. Some of us listened and believed them when they said the things that they said. This weekend, our president said they haven't gone far enough. I'm sure people heard that. They haven't gone far enough. I don't know if it rang a bell for all of you, but when I saw those words, I almost shut down, because I have been living it for the last 30 to 60 days. And I understand that what he's telling these officers is to go harder, to be more vicious, to degrade these communities even more. And it's horrific and it's scary. And we're trying to ring the alarm bell here. That's why we're here. That's why you hear our voices trembling. But we are here because we are strong. In the Illinois legislature, we passed that bill. We passed that bill with a majority. And what it will do is instruct community centers, daycare centers, to understand what their rights are, to understand that they must lock the doors, to understand that they must train their staff, to understand that they must have conversations with family members, that they must have emergency contact information on file, that they must know what to do. Not if, but what we're seeing when parents are taken away, like we saw today. So we had the foresight, Latino Policy Forum, Illinois Coalition of Immigrant Refugee Rights, the Illinois Legislature, the House, the Senate, and very soon the governor. The governor will be signing that bill. He has told us he will be signing it. And I invite you all to be there that day, because we must continue to stand together in Illinois to show the rest of the country who we are and who they must emulate, because Illinois is on the forefront of saving our communities and taking care of our communities.
Well, get rid of the illegals.
With that, I'd love to introduce Commissioner Bridget Degnan.
I mean, the Spanish people that are here, it's not a problem. It's the illegals that are here.
First, I'd like to thank Congressman Quigley for bringing us all here together. This is a huge showing in such a short time after such a terrible, terrible tragedy that happened this morning. So good afternoon. My name is Bridget Degnan. I'm the Cook County Commissioner in the 12th District, which covers parts of Chicago's north and northwest side. The events that took place this morning at Rayito del Sol are absolutely horrifying. As a mother, as a North Center resident, and as a person with basic empathy, I'm appalled at what has become the abhorrent treatment of our neighbors daily. Child care centers used to be considered protected locations alongside churches and hospitals, keeping access to basic services free from fear. Trump and his Gestapo have made it clear that they believe no place is sacred. They've also made it clear that the legality of their actions has never really mattered. This morning's abduction shows no clear sign of a warrant, and ICE agents were observed violently dragging the Rayito del Sol employee out from the building. As the woman was forced into an arrest, she can be heard telling the agents that she has papers, a status that should be seen normally as a simple inquiry and confirmation, rather than a violent incident. This administration, and let's be clear, administration is a word we normally use to think about the administration of justice, something that is fair. This is a regime. This regime believes itself to be above the law, above decency, and has no regard for the trauma they inflict. So where does this leave us? We know organized community efforts are working. Every single person that is assisting with rapid response, handing out whistles, and engaging in school patrols is making the objective of these agents more difficult to achieve. Our state and local governments are stepping up through measures like the recently passed HB 1312, executive orders prohibiting ICE from using county and city property, and barring ICE from arresting our neighbors at courthouses without a judicial warrant. Protecting our courthouses, like protecting our neighbors, is a foundation of our sense of justice, and it is especially critical at the moment. We're going to have to fight tooth and nail to hold these immigration agents accountable, and the way that we do that is through our courts. So I urge everyone to continue to document with as much detail as possible, to engage in Court Watch, to support legal aid groups, and the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, and to each and every one of you to know your rights. Last night across the nation, we experienced a surge in hope. Affirmation that this country does not want to be subject to the cruelty of the Trump regime. That we do not just desire, but we demand and we deserve a nation that is one of morality and care for our neighbors. While we continue to experience these targeted attacks on our communities, we must let hope guide us, inspire us, and invigorate us, because this fight is far from over. I'd like to next invite up my good friend, County Commissioner Jessica Vasquez.
Good afternoon. My name is Jessica Vasquez. I'm 8th District Cook County Commissioner. First, I'd like to thank Congressman Quigley, Congresswoman Delia Ramirez for all the support that they're providing to our communities. I will say that, a lot has already been said about what occurred this morning. To Representative Lillian Jimenez's point, we have been seeing these types of attacks in our communities for months. In January of 2025, we established the Northwest Side Rapid Response, which I am proud to be a co-chair of. The Northwest Side Rapid Response is a 500-plus volunteer network of residents who help document, provide legal resources, and mutual aid to families that have been targeted by this vicious administration through federal agents, as well as through increasing tactics that we are seeing from what we suspect are individuals undercover, perhaps also posing as federal agents. What we are doing with our Northwest Side Rapid Response Network is we are proactively patrolling areas in which we feel there is increased activity. You heard Commissioner Degnan talk about our school patrols. That is something that we are expanding. We are also looking to provide mutual aid support. As we see these snap cuts hit our neighborhoods, our neighbors are afraid to access resources. And so our network is working with Organized Communities Against Deportation, Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, Arise Chicago, the Resurrection Project, a lot of nonprofit organizations that have been doing this work for decades to provide the support that our residents need. I'm calling on our residents to be a part of the work, to please get involved in your local rapid response network, to please be a part of our school patrols, to participate in any event that you feel could be vulnerable for our communities. And if you would like to get involved, please feel free to reach out to my office, reach out to the representatives here. We would love to have you join us as we continue to document all of these incidents and protect our neighbors. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to invite Alderman Matt Martin.
What, protect the illegals, you mean?
Good afternoon, everybody.
I don't get it.
Alderman Matt Martin. I have the privilege
Who's
of
the
representing
neighbors?
the 47th Ward, where
Like, that's so vague.
Soul is located.
The neighbors.
Like many parents across the city, I start off most of my mornings dropping my kids off at our local school. Some people think of doing school drop-offs as being a mundane activity, a chore, but that's not the case for me. Because I know what our schools provide. I know what they do for our students day in and day out.
All right, just listening in there to this here on Live Now from Fox out of Chicago.
Thank you for cutting him off.
This video surfacing. Let's continue on here, though, as we just see now about stepping to the podium, the NTSB. I do want to give you a brief update from what we're hearing from both sides, including from the Representative Mike Quigley that did post this video on social media of what was going on there on the north side of Chicago. You can see there him saying ICE isn't going after the worst of the worst. This morning they took a preschool teacher without a warrant in front of children in my district. So that coming in from Representative Mike Quigley. I believe we have another post here, this coming in from the Assistant Secretary at the Department of Homeland Security, Tricia McLaughlin. And this is an extended tweet, so I'm going to read it in full, saying the ICE law enforcement, they did not target a daycare. Officers attempted to conduct a targeted traffic stop of a female illegal alien from Colombia. Officers attempted to pull over the vehicle, which was registered to a female illegal alien with sirens and emergency lights, but the male driver refused to pull the vehicle over. Law enforcement pursued the vehicle before the assailant sped into a shopping plaza where he and the female passenger, they attempted to barricade themselves inside of a daycare, recklessly endangering the children inside. The illegal alien female was arrested inside a vestibule, not in the school. Upon arrest, she lied about her identity. vehicle is registered in her name, though she claims that she didn't know the man who was driving her car and just picked her up from a bus stop. Facts, including the criminality information on the male assailant, are forthcoming. We will update the public with more information as soon as possible. So obviously that coming in a stark difference to what we were hearing at that press conference, as this was the video posted on social media making its rounds outside of this early learning center, a daycare. Mike Quigley saying this is a teacher at this facility. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on with all of this, but you can see them taking her out of this car, out of this building next to the car. So obviously some stark images of what's going on.
I mean, I can see why it's scary.
Updates as we continue to follow this story.
I mean, I can see like why they're upset and why it's scary. It does look scary. I'm not gonna lie about it. But they should have gotten their shit straight. Like something's not right. Like something like I feel like a lot of these stories are very incomplete. And like I don't understand, right? Why we care so much about our neighbors now. Like okay, we care so much about our neighbors, right? But how about if your neighbor is not a really good neighbor? How about your neighbor is you know, one of those but love your neighbor. Right. Okay, let's take a look at Washington here. Let's take a quick look. Take a quick look at Washington. It's so beautiful. Let me actually see if they got some sound on here. There's no sound, but it is Washington DC, and tonight is the Beaver Moon. It's a super moon tonight with the energy that's coming from the sun, and we're having a full moon at the same time. Expect probably big earthquakes to happen. People who are sensitive to energy like me is not going to be having a good night tonight. Great, thank you. As I have not been having a good night for the past 8 days, so not good. Hopefully it doesn't continue because that's not going to be good for me. But it is what it is, and try to hold strong and try to move forward. And let's see if we can take a look. I think I can move this a little forward. Yeah, I can, because like they'll show the supermoon. They'll zoom into it, and it's very pretty. You know, that's how we see with our cameras, right? But if we had a real good like telescope lens, we could zoom in right into this moon, and it'll look so beautiful, right? Just keep it zooming. Zoom, 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 zoom. Look at that. The beaver moon. The beaver super moon. And it's nice and bright. It's a lot of energy going on tonight. Strong energy. Expect crazy shit, you know? Expect the worst. It happens. A lot of people are not used to the energy. This energy, I don't think we've ever felt this energy before. It's a very strong energy, and it's very cerebral. Like it hits you in the brain, like it has been hitting me for the past week, and it's very painful. It's not good. So, gotta figure shit out, but there's nothing that I could do about this beautiful moon because the energy, that's how it is, and the sun is letting a lot of energy out. And like I said, people don't know how to handle that type of energy coming at them and not knowing why they're feeling that way because they don't really follow up on the sun. They don't follow up on the energy that is released. but we're living in unique times. That's for damn sure. So with that said, we're gonna go off to the next show, and then we'll wrap it up with Tyson De La Cruz, who will be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I can't wait for tomorrow because we're gonna talk about everything that happened this week. Oh goodness gracious, we're definitely gonna talk about everything that happened this week. Um, I don't know. People are gonna have to get. I don't know. They're gonna have to learn how to pray in their knees. I mean, that's what they're gonna be playing that music throughout New York City, especially Times Square, and you're gonna have people kneeling down and doing their prayers. And I mean, it's great. Everyone has their own religion. Everyone has religion, but don't come over here throwing that shit at me because, like, I don't come throwing my shit at you. So don't come over here thinking like you're better than me because of your la la la. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. You know. So have your moment, just like Biden did. He had his moment, and he was a complete failure. So we're just gonna watch this wreck happen, just like the fucking jet, man. I can't believe no attention went to that jet because of the stupidity elections and the stupidity of like I don't get it. Zohan Madani. What kind of name is that, man? Something's like it's something's just not right, you know? When you smell shit, you call it it's shit. It's shit. Yeah, I know. Let's see. All right, here we go. Oh, my favorite person. You know who it is. One of my favorites, Menely King. Menely King. We're gonna watch what opinion she has about Zohan Madani and the elections. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be about a 30-minute, I believe. 30 minutes, 29 minutes and 50 seconds. This 30-minute show, and then we're gonna finish off with Tyson De La Cruz, and I'm calling it a night after that. So let's go ahead and get this set up here, and let's enjoy My King. My computer's acting so stupid, man. I'm gonna have to hold on. Let me pause. Like I'm putting it pause. The shit keeps opening up. I'm not even putting it to open up, and it's like opening up. I'm trying to fucking mute it. It's getting on my damn nerves. Let's watch Melody King. God damn it.
Congratulations, Democrats. You lost your party to socialism. This fucking guy, Mamdani, won in about 4 minutes. You can take a look at the districts. The Bronx, this one's a fucking wrap. Cuomo was awful. That's neither here nor there. That guy sucked. You lost your party to socialism because you pandered to the radicals on the left. And you've created this cataclysm of people, especially the young generation, that think they're going to get something for fucking free. They're about to be taken for a fucking ride. Now you have no stars. Nothing. People like Mamdani, they're going to be weaseling their way all the way to upcoming general elections. So there is no more Democratic Party of old. JFK, you're never going to see that again. They're going to take over, and you're going to get this lunatic shit that you're about to see in New York City. So hold on. I've been talking about the policies and the fairy tale bullshit. Yeah, I know, Mamdani. He's going to bring back Miss Lizzie's fucking magic school bus. We know. Just wait. You lost your fucking party because you guys, you're playing hopscotch. You're fucking back and forth over the line. You don't even know what you are anymore. But they know. The socialists know. The communism, they're not going to take over your fucking party now. So this is all it's going to be from now on. Good luck. Gone are the old days of Hillary Clinton in her pantsuit and old Slick Willie getting his cigar up the broad. Listen, now this is it.
I don't know. Well, it says let's rant comedy. I don't know if that is his actual TikTok, because sometimes people clip other people's stuff. But if this guy doesn't have a podcast, he needs one. He's hilarious. Like, could someone have said it better? But what he's saying, it's not far off. This isn't hysterics or anything. Take a listen to this, because I want to show you, like, the absolute derangement, the things that people are saying and doing, and where it's going to lead to in New York. Because understand what is being ushered in. Listen to this.
Sharia law starts now. Absolutely. Zohran Mamdani, Islamic Caliphate, our brother in Islam, Islamic Caliphate of New York starts today, baby.
God, there is just something so electric, so satisfying about knowing that my MAGA parents, wherever they are probably having a horrible night tonight. Oh, I literally just got goosebumps thinking about it. Like, they are in such a bad mood, probably, about the fact that Zoran just won and Prop 50 is gonna pass. Like, wow. God, I'm sorry. It just makes me feel good that my MAGA parents are probably upset right now.
When the day starts with Dick Cheney being dead, it ends with Mamdani winning. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm so happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy.
Sharia law starts now.
So yeah, and it was mostly women, white liberal women, that basically got him elected. If you look at the numbers, if you look at the polling and saw what happened, that was the most of the coalition. But I showed you earlier, you maybe think this is hyperbolic, maybe they're just joking and all of that. But I played this for you guys in a video earlier today. I want you to see it again, or for anybody who didn't see this was at a rally for Mamdani, okay? This was a rally for Mamdani in New York City. In New York City.
We're done hiding. We're done. We're done being tortured and hurt and judged. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be a part of, Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. So I want you to repeat after me. I want to hear it in every single district. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. Say it as if the Ummah depends on this, my brothers and sisters. La ilaha illallah. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah, the God of Jesus, the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, and the God of the last and final prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We're done hiding.
Yeah, you done hiding, all right. They're coming out in full force. They don't give a damn. Now, I have more to show you, because you may think, Melanie, you're being extremist. And let me just say this. Why are you bringing up Jesus? Jesus don't have nothing to do with what you're talking about and what you're doing. I don't know if that was just the pander. I don't know what that was, but absolutely not. But we know what's going to happen over there. We know what's going to happen in New York, because the UK is the blueprint of all of this. The UK, if you have not been paying attention to what's happening over there, well, you need to, because you need to understand what these people are celebrating, what they want, what they are demanding to happen. And I'm going to walk you through this. I have a couple clips to show you, but let's just look at this. The UK has been conquered, and I have a clip with this. The UK has been conquered. I see no way. Actually, you know what? Let's let him do it, and then I'll read all the statistics and all that.
This is the new Home Secretary of the United Kingdom. Oh, and some of you might be wondering, what is the Home Secretary in charge of? Well, they're responsible for England and Wales' internal affairs, including national security, counterterrorism, policing, and immigration. So the UK now has a Pakistani woman in charge of policing and immigration. Look, I'm not surprised. I told you all in a video like a couple hours ago that the UK has fallen, because this isn't the first position that was taken. I mean, there was the mayor of London, mayor of Birmingham, mayor of Leeds, mayor of Blackburn, mayor of Sheffield, mayor of Oxford, Luton, Oldham, Rothschild. I mean, in the UK right now, there are literally Muslim-only sections. 78% of the Muslim refugees don't even work. Oh, I'm sorry, that was just the women. 63% of the men also don't work. And 8 out of every 10 of them are on free government housing. Oh, and just recently, I'm sure it's a coincidence, all schools in the United Kingdom are now required to be halal. So yeah, with all that in mind, this makes total sense.
So let's look at this. The UK has been conquered. I see no way back from this. In the UK right now, there are now Muslim-only sections, like he said. 78% of the Muslim women refugees, they don't work. 63% of the Muslim men refugees don't work. 8 out of 10 of Muslims are on free government housing. Many UK schools now requiring school lunches to be halal. And actually, oh, did I save it? Did I pull it up for you guys to see? I gotta find it. But hopefully I can find it. But now pork is banned from school lunches in the UK completely. Pork is now banned. You're not allowed to have any pork. And in the UK. Also, I'll add on to this. What do you think is the most popular baby name in all of Europe? Not just the UK, but in all of Europe. I'll give you 2 seconds.
Hussein?
It's Mohammed. It is the number one baby name, meaning new babies that are born, the name they are given the most often for boys is Muhammad now in all of Europe. All of Europe. Okay, let's continue. There are schools so overrun with Muslims like Daisyfield Primary in Blackburn, where 95% of the pupils are Muslim. They have adopted strict halal accreditation. The mayor of London, and this is repeating some of the things he said, but it's important that you really hear it, especially if this is your first time hearing it. The mayor of London, Sheffield, Blackburn, Oxford, Luton, Oldham are all Muslims. The new Secretary of the United Kingdom, who's in charge of national security, counterterrorism, policing, and immigration, is a Pakistani Muslim.
This is the new Home Secretary of the United Kingdom.
Sorry, right.
Oh, and some of you...
Let's continue. Additionally, in England, there is not a single white British child in 72 schools across England. So we're talking about the indigenous population, which are white people. Indigenous white children are not there. In 454 schools, white British children make up less than 2% of the student body. White British children are now a minority in 1 in 4 schools. And like I told you, Muhammad tops the list of boys' names for the 2nd year running. But that is all in Europe. But again, you may think, Melanie, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. It's not that serious. Well, did you know? There's a lot that I could unpack, but that would take forever. But Christians in Britain aren't even allowed to sing church hymns outside church grounds now. Look at this.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're not allowed to sing church songs outside
of church songs or church
you're not allowed
grounds. That's fine.
You're not allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Outside of church grounds, unless you have unless you've been authorized by the church to do this kind of song.
He's not saying anything anymore. Are you saying that you don't care about the Human Rights Act? You're lost.
What the hell?
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
But then also, here we go. We got more. So one of the most important videos you can watch, Muslims gathered in Whitechapel, London to claim ownership of the neighborhood. Someone yells, "There's no need for that. We're on the same side." Muslims yell back, "No, we're not. Islam is here to take over." They openly chant, "Whose streets? Our streets," claiming the UK as their own. They are not in Western countries to assimilate. They are here to take over. Let's watch this.
That's the Civil War right there. Civil War.
Do you know they're also wanting to ban dogs because Muslims don't like dogs, And so now it will be a criminal offense to walk your dog.
This is the police. Hey, I'm no Nazi. This is the police appeasing the leftists again. Yeah, appeasing the communist leftists again.
I'm not a Nazi. Stopping you from moving forward to prevent the breach of the peace. What, just for calling for saying I don't want to be called a Nazi? You shouldn't be allowed me to shout stuff like that.
Wow. So you can't say or do anything.
You can't even walk your dog?
It's to protect the leftist scum.
Absolutely.
Wow. What bullshit.
From the British, we love you.
Wow.
You're not going that way. Excuse me. Guys, two of you, please. Two of you, straight away.
Look.
And now they're all as usual. Can walk her dog?
So this goes on stopping and harassing this woman. The police are traitors there. I mean, absolute traitors.
Wow.
This has gotten so wild, guys. Guess what?
Huh.
Not only that, the Labour MP, Javine Sander, calls on the UK to take the British flags down since it makes migrants uneasy.
What?
I promise you, I am not joking. This is really happening. It's worse than what I'm showing. But these are just some of the things. This is going to be New York. This is what they want. This is what they want to usher in the new world order.
And then I see flags painted on roundabouts. And that is just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy. And they ask what message are these flags supposed to be sending?
Then why they're there?
Now look, I'll take people at their words. People who say this is about national pride. I'm proud of my country too. And I'm proud of our flag.
Then go to your country.
But I do understand why others feel that it's about excluding people. Why others feel that it's about saying who belongs here and who doesn't. We're one British people. We're proud of our country. We should be standing together underneath our flag, not some of us looking up with unease. That's not the British way. Standing together, not standing apart. That's what being British is about. Unity, decency, determination, having a pint, a cup of tea, supporting the English football team, and sometimes they win. That's what being British is about. And that's why today I'll be asking the Reform County Council to take down the flags on the lampposts.
What?
What the hell? So the British flag, now in their own country, is somehow racist because it makes illegals, migrants, feel uncomfortable. So this is a member of parliament that wants to take down all flags, get rid of the British flag. That's a problem because it's racist. Because who are the number one citizens there now? Well, they're not citizens. Who is number one in the UK now? Well, you have to be an illegal, and mostly illegals who get the priority. These illegals are mostly Muslims. And not just like, peaceful and all of that. No. They are demanding these things be done. Demanding. How absurd is that? But this is going to be New York City. But it gets worse. It gets worse, guys. It gets worse. Look at this.
I now have a criminal record because I wrote in the Critic magazine that my stalker was a man.
Because he is a man.
He is a man, yes, but the police said that misgendering him was contrary to the Online Safety Act because it was spreading false information and had caused Lindsay Watson serious, non-trivial psychological harm. I now have a criminal record because...
So, a man who says he's a woman now, and even though this man, he was stalking this gentleman right here, right? But because he wrote about his experience being stalked by this man who is a biological man, that he now has a criminal record for saying man, for misgendering, guys. What did I tell you? What are they ushering in? Don't you see that this is what's happening now?
Crazy.
This is what's happening now.
I tell you, I live in a
this
universe
continues,
that I
okay,
don't
guys?
know.
So this is in Northern
Everything's
Ireland, the
just
UK, but this is
upside
all over
down.
the UK. So understand the UK and what it encompasses. But look at this. There are now a new list of banned words. Banned words.
A new civil service guide to inclusive language has been published. I believe this has come out from the Northern Ireland government, so I'm not sure whether it applies to the whole of the UK or whether at the moment it's just the Northern Irish government. So they've basically published an updated guide to language that can be used and a specific list of words that should be avoided or not used. Let me run you through some of these words and phrases, because some of them make zero sense whatsoever. So you can't use the phrase non-white. You can't use the phrase BAME, B-A-M-E, which is black and Middle Eastern ethnicity or ethnic. You can't use the phrase illegal migrants, despite them being illegal migrants. You can't use the phrase English native. So what do you describe someone who's born and bred in England as? You can't use the phrase ladies and gentlemen, because that would be exclusionary to all of those in-betweenies that can't decide.
What?
You can't use the phrase guys. I'm always putting, hi guys, hey guys, how you doing? Can't use that any freedom anymore.
What?
You can't use chairman, because that's not fair on women. You can't use man-made. So man-made climate change, can't do that, I'm afraid, anymore. Can't use policeman, even if they are a policeman. So I'm not sure what you call a policewoman. I'm not sure how that works. You can't use the phrase ex-con, even if they are an ex-convict. You can't use the phrase blind drunk, because that would exclude the deaf drunk. You can't use fell on deaf ears. You can't use the phrase someone's Christian name, I suppose, because they might not be Christian. And most ridiculous of all, you can't use the phrase mum and dad. This is just madness. Now, they've actually gone out of their way, not only to compile this, but to put it all together and publish it as a document. So that's public money that has been spent on this lunacy. Who is a...
Oh, no, it gets crazier. It gets crazier.
Oh, no.
Okay? It gets crazier.
Come on, man.
Right?
You don't put that at me like that.
So I want to show you this right quick.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, Texas, pay attention, because it's just New York. It's just New York City. They're crazy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. New York City was the dry run. Your state is the target. They call Texas the Mecca of the West. That isn't praise. It's a warning. In my investigations, I learned that Sheikh Othman, I'm not pronouncing that, born in Pakistan, is reportedly moving to Texas. He is not here to assimilate. He is here to transform. Just listen to some of this. Just listen.
So know this, that Islam will enter every house. Every house. Don't worry about the Islamophobes. They can yap all they want. Their children will be Muslim. All those people of Taif, go to Taif today. Show me a kafir there. All Muslims. Read Tariq al-Thaqafi. Al-Thaqafi, this Qabila is from Taif. Great mujahideen, great ulama, they came.
This is an invasion.
Of those,
That's what this is. It's an invasion.
So Islam will enter every house. What's the question? Are me and you going to be a part of it?
Do something,
Are
man.
we going to take that become that sabab, that means, so that Allah puts all of that in your hisab?
He needs to implement it.
So you can be a part of this great victory that's coming, and wallahi, it's coming.
All these people need to go back to their
house,
country.
In every country.
Why is he
here in
here?
Australia, subhanAllah, I'm sitting here in a masjid that we have people all the way out past the second place. Look at this. Who could have imagined these many Muslims in Australia? And it's not going to stop. You can stop immigration, you can stop whatever, you can do Muslim bans. Wallahi, it's not stopping. Because the Prophet ﷺ said it will enter every house. Today, from some of the staunchest enemies of Islam, preachers and pastors, you see Muslims. We know them, we deal with them. Some of them that are still in the church, that still hide their Islam, I know them. But they are Muslims. So inshallah, it will reach every place, but each one of us, our sisters, you need to be involved in the da'wah. Don't waste your social media. Utilize it for da'wah. Our brothers, especially our young brothers, stop posting videos of you, flossing and doing stupid dances and jumping off, stupidity things,
I agree on him on that.
No, we stand for that tawheed. Nobody cares what game you were playing that day or what burger you had that day. No,
I agree with him on that.
Your social media for da'wah.
I can't not disagree on him on that. Come on, man, Eddie.
Make videos, promote them, put them on your TikTok, put them on your Instagram.
I mean,
put
but
them
the
on your
wrong
WhatsApp statuses, so that you can be a means of hidayah. Even if you're not out there getting stabbed like me, but you will be a means of people becoming Muslim. If you have wealth, donate with your wealth. When you're at the park, somebody talks, hey, you believe in that Islam, that be chopping off hands? Yeah, I do. I think it's better than what you believe in. And you're not stealing something small, it's more than a 1/4 of a gold dinar and thing. You're just stealing because you want to cause corruption and this and that. Chop off a hand in public. Let me see somebody rob you again. Allah, you're going to be walking around with wads of cash and people will be like, I don't even see it. Islam is our relationship. Kufr breaks our relationship. You could be from my enemy tribe, you could be from somebody I hate, but if you're a mu'min, if you're a Muslim, you are my brother, you are beloved to me. You could be my own father. If you fight Islam, I will fight you. This is the way a Muslim has to be. Today you see, and I'm not trying to mention any names, and I'm not trying to, I'm not a drama queen, I'm not trying to bring up any kind of drama here, but you see major figures in the Islamic community trying to water down Islamic concepts, right? Like, the Sharia punishments were for that time. Who can Norway? If the Sahaba went to Norway, they would love it. They would migrate. I don't know. They would just be like, "Who needs Sharia? You have Norway." Like what? You think Allah Subhanahu wa Taala didn't know about the time and place that's gonna come? The Sharia is the Sharia. We believe in it. The hudud are hudud. We stand by them. We're not afraid of. We're not ashamed. We don't apologize. We don't water anything down. We don't compromise. None of that.
Did you notice? This is the same person, right? Speaking like this, and then he sounded different in every single. Is that the same guy? Am I confused? Like now he's trying to look more, sound more American. Has the hat on, or he's three. It looks like three different people. Sounds like three different people. But you heard what he had to say, right? You heard what he had to say. Look at this. And it says, be on the lookout, Texas. They're running these fake We Love Jesus campaigns all across your state. Remember I showed you the guy when he mentions Jesus and you wonder why? Well, see, they're putting that in there now to fool people, to act like, no, we love Jesus too. We love Jesus too. This is what is happening on the ground. And while women like this are saying this,
just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead. And you can tell I literally just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is dead. So not only do we get a Muslim mayor of New York, but Dick Cheney is rotting in hell. What a day. Jihad is already winning. Just woke up to the news that Dick Cheney is...
Jihad is already winning. Now, I have no love for Dick Cheney. I'm not celebrating anybody's death.
I don't have love
Dick
for
Cheney
Dick
was
Cheney.
A warlord. In my opinion, a
he's
warlord.
horrible.
I have absolutely no love for him.
American,
But this
page.
is what we're doing. But see, while she's doing that, celebrating jihad coming, celebrating Sharia law, this is why I said the coalition is not going to stick. If you don't know, there's a protest in D.C. today against Trump. And the women are dressed like the Handmaid's Tale. The same women who got in Zohar and Mamdani, who are celebrating Sharia law, who want what has happened in the UK to come here, they are protesting Trump as though he's going to literally like the Handmaid's Tale is supposed to be like the Christians who want to set women back and all of that, when literally this is happening. With Sharia law, this is happening with the very thing they are ushering in. It doesn't get more insane than this. How are you protesting in these garbs, defending women's rights, but you're all about Muslims taking over and Sharia law? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Most of these people are just paid protesters, paid actors. It's all for show. It's all to push an agenda. I mean, this looks like clownery, complete and utter clownery. But I do want to show you this last one, because I want you to listen. This is a Muslim woman in the UK who feels as though that they've taken it too far, that the Muslims in the UK have taken this all too far.
Politicians doing everything is doing. I think there is a big responsibility. Politicians doing everything is doing. I think there is a big responsibility of the Muslim community in that, because we have tried to change the British. It is totally different now. It's nothing like Britain before. You know, it's everybody's like doing their own thing and they want to adapt everything. So this country's own culture has disappeared. You know, and I think this is something that needs to come back if we want to be, feeling the important. Because, if the British society changed to other countries, rules and religious expectation and everything, then you cannot expect the Britain, politicians to be British to you.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So you think Britain has been too accommodating almost?
Yes, it is. And I think this multicultural, everything coming into it has made it like the society has changed to everybody's adaptations. Like everybody's doing their own thing, schools and everything, they're like having different kind of holidays, everybody's having different kind of their own adaptations. And I think if you go to Tower Hamlets Council and you want to speak to someone about before I would go to council and I would see that they would expect and they understand me, but now they will be like, oh, in your culture it happens, so adapt to it.
Like, what more can I say, guys? So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share this with someone who hasn't seen any of this. Let me know in the comments, did you know about any of this happening or how serious it was? It gets worse. It gets worse. I can go on and on and on. The digital ID, the social currency, it is a mess. And I'm telling you, the UK has fallen. The UK has fallen, and New York has been falling, but it's going to get worse. And they're trying to spread it around the country.
Man,
around the country.
So bad. This one right here.
Racing was not present in that speech. And I think that, can I get on this train with him or not? Is he going to include me? Is he going to be more of a class warrior even in office? I think he missed a chance tonight to open up and bring more people into the tent. I think his tone was sharp. I think he was using the microphone in a way that he was almost yelling. And that's not the Mamdani that we've seen on TikTok and the great interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like there's a little bit of a character switch here where the warm, open, embracing guy that's close to working people was not on stage tonight. And there was some other voice on stage. That said, he's very young.
He's a politician. He's trying to doubt. Well, he was more soft-spoken and more charismatic and more open and more all. He was trying to get votes. You knew this. Everybody knows this. And now you're just shocked because he spoke with a commanding voice. And now more people were going to come into the fold of the Democrat Socialist Party if he just did a very nice, calm speech. Like, this is just such performance art. Really, you got to appreciate it for what it is. But understand, these are not what he offers. Absolutely nothing. A dissection of this man's speech What are the policies? What are the real things that can hurt Americans that he wants to bring in? Those are the things we want to hear about. Those are the things we care about. But see, no, they're going to nitpick on that. Distraction. It's just weird. It's just weird, all of it. But then this is one of the last things I will show you. I can go on and on with the reactions and things, but this shows you the hypocrisy, because we always got to show the hypocrisy. Elon does the hand gesture. Media, OMG, he's literally Hitler Nazi. Mamdani does the hand gesture, which we're doing when that happened with Elon. I actually posted videos and all types of things of everybody doing that hand gesture, especially Democrats. But back then, remember, he was a Nazi. You know how we move through these news cycles? What was real important? Even a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. Did it even happen? If it happened that long ago, people move on from it because it's all talking points in order to build a base, drum up people to get upset and angry. Again, I am the most angry and the most upset when I see illegals getting those things that the American taxpayers should be getting. I get upset when we get involved in foreign wars. I get upset when any foreign country tries to tell us what to do, when we're beholden to anybody. It is America first. It is America only. Anything outside of that, I don't give a damn right now, because it is that critical. It is that critical right now. So look at this. These are all the things about Elon Musk. He was Hitler. You guys remember all the hysteria. Then look. The exact same gesture. That was the worst thing ever, right, to Democrats. And Mamdani, their new leader, their new king, their new socialist king, is doing the same thing. Not a word. Nobody gives a damn. Isn't it funny how the mainstream media plays, how they play games, how they do all of this? So I'm just here to say, listen, I don't live in New York. I don't really give a damn about New York. I've written New York off, New York City off a long time ago. If you are living
January,
in
I'm
New
not
York City,
going
God
to
bless
New
your
York.
heart. I've lived there.
Like New York
I've
City.
visited. I have fond memories, especially like at Christmas and things like that, of New York. But New York has fallen and it's been gone for a long time. So this doesn't surprise me. And you saw the guy calling out that everybody needs to be Muslim, but yet trans people now under Mamdani can come in, fly in for free, and 100% of their gender affirming care will be paid for. This is the clown world we live in. Okay, so I'm sorry if you live there, but this is the result. This is the result that you're going to get. Okay. When people are told certain things, when people are promised certain things, a lot of the people who voted for Trump, they're saying because they're kind of bellwether. They voted for him. And it was important. Last year during the election cycle, AOC did a poll and found out why her constituents voted for her and Trump. And the reasons why is because they were radical. They were against the establishment. So the same voters voted for Trump and her, okay, in the same election. But it was about, they were radical. They want to end corruption and, billionaires, these oligarchs, all of these people who are not benefiting the country, not benefiting us, while they continue to get richer and richer, while the working class person struggles more and more, can't even afford groceries. And then they're living these illustrious lives and they somehow are going to tell us what to do. That is what people are, they're not really focused in on. People don't want socialism. They want the radical change. They want less of this top-down mentality where all of the elites get to eat. All the elites get privileges while the rest of us starve and fight each other like roaches. Okay. While we're pointing at each other's colors, we're pointing this person's black, it's the white man, it's the ghetto person, they want us fighting each other, and while at the same time they all rise. He says that for socialism, but then you have billionaires who are the exact establishment that are establishment. If he has not been corrupted yet, I promise you it's coming. It's coming. They all do. They all start as radical and then somehow blackmail, money, I don't know. They promise a lot and then nothing happens. Or they actually have plans to actually destroy and dismantle the country, regardless of what it is. I don't know, but if he is already hugged up, like he's very close to Alex Soros, the Soros family. How long do you think it's going to take for the reality to actually come out? Yeah, they're going to do a couple of little things, but at the same time, they want chaos. They want disorder, because that's how you overthrow governments. That's how you destroy something from the inside out. Let the criminals just run free. Let as many illegals in here. We're going to pay for everything. Billions were already spent. So Eric Adams was a complete clown. None of these mayors have done anything but spending billions on these illegals, doing all of this stuff. Well, this is about to be tenfold. So we're just going to watch the chaos unfold, guys. And I understand the hypocrisy runs deep everywhere. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one.
Nice. Awesome. Kane, thank you for that back to back. Now we're going to wrap up the show with a little bit of Tyson De La Cruz. Oh, yeah,
Carlos Manzo, an outspoken critic of Mexico's hugs not bullets strategy, was gunned down at a Day of the Dead ceremony in Michoacan.
America, we just witnessed one of the most chilling examples of cartel power in Mexico. Mayor Carlos Alberto Manso Rodriguez was gunned down during the Day of the Dead festival, shot at least 6 times in front of hundreds of people. But here's what's really shocking. Just weeks before his assassination, he publicly supported President Trump's anti-cartel policy and begged the Mexican president for protection. She refused to help him because he wasn't part of her political party. Now he's dead, and the cartels just sent a message to every politician in Mexico.
Historically called for the full force of the Mexican state against criminals and assassins. He also often joined police operations himself to preach by example.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This story perfectly illustrates what I've been saying for months. The cartels aren't just criminal organizations. They're embedded in the Mexican government itself. And now Trump is preparing to take the fight directly to them. Let me break down what happened in Mexico. Mayor Carlos Rodriguez was attending a candlelight vigil during Mexico's Day of the Dead celebration when assassins opened fire. This wasn't some random act of violence. This was a calculated execution designed to send a message.
It was a moment of joy, a candlelight vigil on Mexico's famous Day of the Dead. Mayor Carlos Manso joined hundreds of Mexicans from the Uruapan municipality to celebrate. And then, shots were fired. The mayor was hit at least 6 times. He was rushed to the hospital where he died.
What makes this assassination even more heartbreaking is what happened just minutes before. Carlos was carrying his child, telling him to look up in the sky, telling his kid to look at how beautiful the festival was. He made a video talking about his family, loving his country, law and order. Then he left his kid and was executed by a cartel gunman. My favorite border correspondent, Oscar Ramirez, captured the emotion of this tragedy perfectly.
Eric, this is what happens when you try to fight off the cartel, you try to fight off the organized crime, you try to do good for the people. This is a mayor that was consistently going after the cartel, the organized crime. Even in a video, he said that he wanted Trump to come in or help, and he was right about, you know, basically dismantling and destroying and eradicating the cartel.
But here's what gets me about this whole story. Carlos has been constantly going after organized crime in his municipality. He declared war on the cartels and said his city was being strangled by gang members and extortions. At least 5 different drug cartels operate in his state of Michoacan. Now here's where the story gets really significant for Americans. Just weeks before his assassination, he made a video specifically supporting President Trump's approach to fighting the cartels.
We have to acknowledge that President Donald Trump is right in his statements about security, where he says there are many narco politicians from all political parties who have been involved with organized crime for many years and a long time.
That's true. How can we tell Donald Trump that he's wrong about that? If we all know that we've had narco governments of all colors and flavors,
Think about the courage that it took for this man to publicly acknowledge that Trump was right about narco politicians being embedded in the Mexican government. He said what every honest person in Mexico knows. He understood that young people in America are being poisoned by drug cartels, and he's willing to risk his life to support Trump's effort to stop it.
And it has to do with a combination of a lot of things. What Trump has done is light a fire on conservative politicians in our country and congressmen to have the courage to come out and risk our lives like Carlos Manso did for his people and for the state of Michoacan, risk his life to just defend his people and defend the righteousness of freedom.
Oscar L. Blue nailed it. What Trump has done is light a fire under conservative politicians in Mexico to have the courage to stand up to cartels. But when they do, they get murdered while President Claudia Sheinbaum buries her head in the sand. The Mexican president's response was absolutely pathetic. She said she wouldn't send any military and would just let the authorities handle it. What authorities? The same local police that are either bought off by the cartels or too scared to act? Here's what really shows you how corrupt the Mexican government is.
And just weeks before, he was making videos sending to the president of Mexico to say to her, I need protection. I need help. These people have bigger artillery than what we have in our government. We need help to fight them. We need help to combat them. And the president, because he's not part of her political party, never helped them.
Let that sink in. A mayor fighting for his life against the cartels gets abandoned by his own government because of the partisan politics. That's not incompetence. That is complicity. And the people of Mexico are fed up.
As in other cases, we will pursue this matter to the fullest extent and ensure that this cowardly act is fully investigated and all those responsible are brought to justice.
But this is too late for some. Local people ejected the state governor, Alfredo Ramirez, and other officials from the funeral on Sunday morning.
Mexico's Peace Index estimates that the rate of impunity for violent crimes is nearly 95%. That means cartels can murder mayors, police chiefs, and journalists with almost zero chance of facing consequences. This isn't a justice system. It is a protection racket for organized crime. People in Mexico are so angry that they're planning massive protests on November 15th. These young Mexicans are tired of the insecurity, the extortion, the kidnapping, the recruitment of children by cartels. But while the Mexican government does nothing, President Trump is preparing to take direct action. According to exclusive reporting, the Trump administration is planning a new mission to target drug cartels inside of Mexico using American troops and intelligence officers.
Would include American troops and intelligence officers on the ground, striking drug labs and cartel leaders south of the border.
This would be a massive escalation from the current boat strikes in the Caribbean. We're talking about Joint Special Operations Command combined with CIA intelligence officers conducting operations on Mexican soil to target drug labs, cartel members, and cartel leadership. This mission would be under Title 50, an intelligence-driven operation run by intelligence professionals rather than military commanders.
Who would be running this mission? But what's really notable about this new planning is it would be largely the U.S. military and these intelligence officials using drones to target drug labs, cartel members, cartel leadership. And some of those operations could entail United States military being on the ground in Mexico.
This represents a fundamental shift on how America deals with cartel threats. Previous administrations supported fighting drug cartels, but never took direct action against them. President Trump is preparing for a much more aggressive and offensive approach. A senior administration official confirmed that they're committed to using all of the government approach to address these cartel threats that they pose to American citizens. Translation, all the gloves are coming off. While planning the Mexico operation, Trump's military is already taking action in the Caribbean. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth just announced the 15th strike against alleged drug smuggling vessels since September.
Check out this video. It shows the moment of the strike that left at least 3 alleged narco terrorists dead.
Hegseth called it a lethal kinetic strike and said the vessel was affiliated with a designated terrorist organization. The Pentagon is treating these cartels exactly how they treated Al-Qaeda, a terrorist organization that threatens American national security. That, my friends, is the right approach, and it is about time that we have leadership with the courage to call it what it is.
So we know who they are. We know what the boats they're using. So with high confidence that we're getting the right people in these attacks. And I think it hits the cartels where they're weakest. They need to move product to market, and that market's the United States and Europe, mind you, but they're weakest in the international waterways. And so these hits, it's going to take a little while to dent their business model, but make no mistake, this will bankrupt their business model.
These 15 strikes since September have killed at least 64 people and created some serious tension between U.S. and Venezuela. Now, let me connect the dots for you, because this is what I've been telling you on this channel. The cartels aren't just operating alongside with the Mexican government. They are embedded with it.
And over here in Mexico, journalists and investigators and experts are saying that basically the Mexican president is protecting one side, and it is basically letting the United States of America and the intelligence of the authorities of the United States to hit one particular cartel.
She's literally picking winners and losers in cartel conflicts. Look at what's happening with El Chapo's organization. The Treasury Department just dismantled 12 companies that were providing precursors to Los Chapos. That's El Chapo's son's fraction. Meanwhile, Los Mayos, the other major fraction, still has power on borders like Tijuana and Mexicali.
It looks like they're the ones that they're getting hit the most on every border. The massive amounts of tons of fentanyl and cocaine that are being seized by the Mexican government, and ultimately with intelligence of the United States, it looks like that fraction and that cartel, it is the one that is getting hit the most. Now, we're talking about Los Mayos. Those are the ones that they are having a lot of power, let's say, on the borders like Tijuana and the borders like Mexicali and other borders close to Sonora. They have still power over here and operating with fractions like Los Rusos, that they are the ones that they are trafficking guns from the parts of California into the sections of Mexico. So it looks like Los Chapos is losing more power, because that is the cartel that is getting hit the most. And
this isn't a coincidence. This is coordination. The Mexican government is allowing the U.S. to target one cartel while protecting the other. That's not law enforcement. That is cartel management. Now, let me be clear about what this means for America. When a Mexican mayor gets assassinated for supporting Trump's anti-cartel policies, that's not just Mexico's problem. That is an attack on American interests by foreign terrorist organizations.
Is it about stopping narcotics, or is this about getting rid of President Maduro?
This is a country that allowed their prisons to be emptied into our country. To me, that would be almost number one, because we have other countries. Look, Mexico has been very bad to us in terms of drugs, okay? Very bad.
Are Maduro's days as president numbered?
I would say, yeah.
President Trump understands this threat better than any politician in Washington. The cartels have been emptying prisons and sending criminals into our country. They've been poisoning American children with Fenty. They've been corrupting Mexican officials and turning our southern neighborhood into a narco state. This, my friends, is warfare, and it's time that it's treated like that.
Those Marines are in addition to the biggest U.S. military presence in the region in years. That ranges from an aircraft carrier and submarines to fighter jets and drones. The United Nations Human Rights Chief called the strikes, quote, unacceptable, and urged the U.S. to stop. The White House insists this campaign is crucial and critical to cut off cartels and reduce the flow of drugs.
You know what's unacceptable? Allowing terrorist organizations to poison American children while hiding behind international law. The White House is right to ignore these complaints and continue the campaign. America, the assassination of Mayor Carlos Manso should be a wake-up call for every American. This brave man died because he had the courage to support President Trump's fight against the cartels. He understood that the drug war isn't about law enforcement. It's about protecting innocent people from terrorist organizations. While the corrupt Mexican government abandoned him, President Trump is preparing to take the fight directly to these cartels. The planned military operations in Mexico, combined with the ongoing Caribbean strikes, show that this administration is serious about dismantling these criminal networks. The cartels made a mistake when they assassinated this mayor. They thought they were sending a message of fear, but instead they've shown the world exactly why Trump's aggressive approach is necessary. You can't negotiate with terrorists, and you can't rely on the corrupt government to police themselves. Oscar L. Blue was right when he said the people in Mexico are waking up and getting tired of this narco culture. The November 15th protests will show the world that ordinary Mexicans want the same thing we do: freedom from cartel terrorism. The mayor's sacrifice won't be in vain if we have the courage to finish what he started. The cartels killed him because they feared his message would spread. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comments section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
That's true. pretty cool. Great episode. I mean, we just had an incident with the damn president with the guy hugging her and trying to kiss her. Tyson needs to do a story on that. I'm pretty sure he's working on it. Oh, that's gonna be a good one. I look forward to it. And yeah, my time is up. I'm done for the night. I mean, I'm very tired. I'm trying to see if I can sleep early and see if those attacks don't happen to me if I fall asleep early. Um, but it's still happening, and I'm trying to get it documented, so don't worry about it because I am working behind the scenes and recording my rude awakenings, and it's pretty disturbing to watch. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day tomorrow morning when I see my doctor and see what happens after that. It's most likely I'm gonna have to do a sleep study and all that good stuff, and I think I'm plugging in a lot of wires onto my skull and try to get a see what the hell's going on in my brain. So that's why it's my mind over your matter. And this brain is it wants to give up. It wants to say, fuck it, Rick. You saw everything you wanted to see. I mean, besides the asteroid hitting Earth yet. But like you got a Muslim mayor in New York City. You got all the craziness of the invasion. The train of truth is here. Thank you, train of truth. You never failed me. I know. But it's gonna be very interesting the next 4 years in New York City, and I'm definitely not going to New York City after January 1st. I have no business there. I don't. Why the fuck? I live in Connecticut. I live next to New York City, literally an hour and 20 minutes, and I'm in the city. Do I want to go there? No. Am I going to go there this year? Yeah, because I'm going to go see the Christmas tree, and I'm going to go see one of these buildings that I wanted to check out. And then and that's it. That's all I'm due for the Christmas. It's just not even it's gonna be before Christmas. It'll probably be maybe the second week of December or something like that. Go over there, check it out, check out the tree, and say goodbye to New York for the next 4 years. And I want them to survive, but it's gonna be hard times. And y'all did it to yourselves. Enjoy the consequences, and I'll keep my happy ass over here in Connecticut. I already deal with the bullshit as it is over here, but it ain't as crazy as New York. That's a good yawn. And a good stretch. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good morning, good afternoon, and a good night. And I'll catch you on the flip side. And we'll do it again tomorrow, but with a +1. Tyson De La Cruz will be here 7:30 Eastern Time on the PM, and it's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good conversations, and what we're gonna talk about we have not discussed yet. But I know Mandani is gonna be the headliner, and then whatever we come up with is gonna be on the fly. So you got to be here to watch and entertain yourselves in the chat and ask Tyson and I whatever you like, and yeah, and we do we interact with the chat room, so it'll be fun. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, take care. Good night.